Hearty welcome to the Chat with Champ show, the program gaining popularity and where people are joining and then finding out the new champions who are going to talk about their wonderful journey. And today, to talk about the wonderful journey, we have a wonderful person who is going to talk about passion. Passion in life is very important, and without passion, we cannot move ahead in life. If you have to be a successful individual, passion is very very important. So for the champion, I have a quote: जीत के खातिर जुनून चाहिए, जिसमें उबाल हो ऐसा खून चाहिए. ये आसमान भी आएगा जमीन पर, ये आसमान भी आएगा जमीन पर, बस इरादों में जीत की गूंज चाहिए, बस इरादों में जीत की गूंज चाहिए. Hearty welcome to Saumya Kothari. Saumya, hearty welcome to you to this Chat with Champ show. What an honor to have you in this wonderful show, and we are going to have a wonderful journey. Passion is junoon is very very
Yes,
important
sir.
in life.
Thank you
I
so much.
remember.
The pleasure is all mine.
Thank you. Hearty welcome to you. We are going to understand your passion and how you are going to inject passion into the viewers today and how they are going to take the message from you, which is very, very important. I, for one, as I stand before you, my mother gave me the message of passion when I was grade 7. She said that is very, very important in life. And I'm going to listen to you from this Chat with Cham show. Here is a welcoming you to this show.
Thank you so much, sir. It genuinely.
Finding your passion is very important. I know everybody has got a passion. Somebody doesn't understand the passion and profession. For some, profession is passion. For some, they understand something else, right? For example, so we need to understand what exactly it is and what do you mean by that we need to do things with a passion. Soumya.
So I think that more than anything, like you point out very rightly, that finding your passion is something that's very, very crucial. And I think to find our passion, we need to find something that we have a deep personal connect with, or we have a very deep personal connection with. And that makes me kind of tread down the road of finding your like purpose, so to speak, in life. And I think passion and purpose are both very in a dovetail and are very intertwined with each other. And I think passion for different people comes from different things. One might find passion in, say, find beauty and solace in like the little nitty gritties in life. For some, like you, sir, and hopefully me too, finding passion in doing something like community service or social work. And for some, it even might be the 9 to 5 job. But when you do find your passion, sir, I strongly believe that there is no stopping you.
I know. The moment you have passion, so there is no stress at all. So, in fact, for some, stress gets added to the passion. They sometimes feel that, okay, oh, I have done a lot of maybe music program, I have done more. So, though passion is there, but can this stress be reduced with passion? I think how do we differentiate the passion and stress when it comes in place?
So that's a very good question, actually. So some people work 6 days a week for more than 12 hours a day, go on work trips and miss their family. But some people love that lifestyle and thrive in that kind of lifestyle. And for some, it's a very tedious and arduous journey to live this kind of life. So I think that is the differentiator between stress and passion. And so I think Mark Twain very rightly pointed out that if you find a job you enjoy doing, you will never work even for even a single day in your life. And I think that that is the very definition of what passion is. And if we imbibe even 1% of what that means, I think that that is what is most important. So I would also like to point out that I think society sometimes plays a very insidious role in pressuring us at a very young age to pursue a career path or to find our passion in. So I can speak for like I think my grandparents' generation. When a child is born at that time, an elderly member in the family directly says that, oh, ये हमारा बेटा या बेटी बड़ा होकर engineer बनेगा या doctor बनेगा. It's like no involvement of the child's what the child likes to do at all. And so at that time, I think predominantly there were three fields to get into: business, medicine, and engineering. And I think that's a very unfair standard that society put on us at that time. And it gives me hope to know that right now, I don't think, at least in most cases, I don't think that the parents or elderly members of the family put that kind of pressure. I think that the child is given liberty to choose what he or she wants to do. And I think that is very happy. I'm very happy to know that. And yeah, so we're going in the right direction.
Great, you have rightly said. In fact, one need to be passionate. One need to have junoon, because what I meant, or what I studied, or I did this PhD,
Yes, sir.
in my professional career. But my mother gave me PhD when I was in grade 7, and for her, she meant P for passion, H for hunger, and D for discipline. And if you have passion, hunger, and discipline in place, you are where you are, and you can reach to the greatest heights in life. And I'm sure your students or youth like you are in quest of this and trying to travel some long distance and find out what is their passion, where does it lie, and they feel very happy. Sometimes the parents get stressed out that knowing or not knowing where their child is leading to, which was the case of my parent too. Like, they were not knowing. In fact, when I joined in grade 11 in social work, they were not aware. But later on, when the passion takes you to this journey. But how did you find your passion, Soumya? We need to understand, how do you describe your passion, or how passionate are you, and how one can understand the passion, or define passion.
So thank you for that question. That's very pertinent. So I think that to finding my passion, I think I'll come to that in the second part. But to in general find the passion, I think it's not that anyone is inherently born with a vision or born with what they want to do in life. I think that as we go and as we progress through life, we it kind of molds us to find a vision and find a passion. And if it's the thing that impacts you on, say, a visceral level, if it gives you goosebumps, if it makes you want to wake up and get out of bed every morning, if it makes you want to sacrifice and be part of something, follow that, because that's when you know that you've really genuinely found something that you love and something that you are very passionate about. So coming to the second part, where you came to talking about how I found my passion. Um, so that's a very good question. I think that something for a passion for doing something for society is something that is instilled in you from a very early age. So, like even you said, in grade 11, you went out and you dove into the whole field of social work. So I think for me, my nanima, she was a very good singer, and every single birthday of hers, sir, she used to spend it in anath ashram, and the entire day from morning to night, she used to sing for the people, and then we used to play housey, and I don't know, the amount of happiness that she got, it kind of transcended down to me and her other grandchildren, which is why I think. We got an idea and we kind of got interested into this entire field of social work. I think so. That's how I think my passion for doing something that is, or being part of a cause that's bigger than myself, kind of got instilled in me.
Wow, that's awesome to hear, Soumya. In fact, how do you define it? In fact, we need to first of all understand, and when the journey starts, you are more into it, and the journey becomes so beautiful. And once you're passionate, then no look back, and you are there where you want to be, right? In fact, you are very passionate as far as social work is concerned. Of course, you got the learnings from the grandparents, from home, and of course that upbringing has helped you. The journey to IDF, in fact, you became a brand ambassador, Indian Development Foundation brand ambassador, and trying to spread the message of goodness all through. How was the journey in the social arena and also with IDF?
So that's really taking me a trip down memory lane. I think that so in school there was this IAYP club that I opted for, and I was a part of this club, and it primarily dealt with camping and social service. And I realized that post my school, I always want to have something related to social service or something related to community service as part of me, which is when right after school got over, I was frantically looking for ways that I could help out. And I stumbled into IDF, and I remember, so one thing that I remember is that I wrote an email to you saying that I'm very interested, and then you called me to the IDF headquarters in Mumbai. And so I don't know if you remember this, but we had a 3 hour long conversation. And towards the end of the like when I was just about to leave, you knew very well that I stayed a little far from the headquarters. So you asked me that, funnily, you asked me that, oh, Saumya, did you come here walking? And I looked at you and I was like, so no. And then you gave me 2 fruity packets, one fruity for myself. And you said that whoever came with me, give the second fruity to them. And that time I was very confused as to what was happening. But then, so in the night, I remember you text messaged me saying that, Saumya, I hope you understood the importance of the fruity. It's just to spread happiness. And so I think that throughout your life, you've always been a pillar of humility, and you've always been spreading happiness. And I think that very hopefully that is imbibed into me. And that is how my journey with IDF began. Since then, so I think I've been involved in 2 projects related to IDF. The first one is Project Aashayein, which is to provide learning materials and education materials to underprivileged youth of our country. And education has always been very important to me. I think that educating the youth is what's very, very important. And the second thing, sir, would be your Project Dignity. I was, in fact, very fortunate enough that Project Dignity was launched last year on May 28th in 2019, which is coincidentally World Menstrual Hygiene Day. And you very benignly called me for the inauguration ceremony, and it was really an amazing experience to see so many people all passionate about helping out. And so yes, I think that has been my initial involvement and my journey with IDF.
Wonderful, Saumya, wonderful. In fact, to travel down to a long distance, it speaks that if you have walked into the portals of a social organization, it speaks about your passion, that you have come here to do something. Otherwise, people will never travel so far, nor they will, attend to nitty gritties or understand things in detail. So you spend that 3 long hours over here, understanding in depth, which was very, very important. And for the viewers, we need to tell them about the Aashayein. Aashayein is a program which we start during the beginning of the academic year, where the notebooks, the entire stationery materials are given. And last year, we could reach out to nearly 40,000 students in Maharashtra and tribal belt. And you were part of that. And it's a yagya going on, and you are part of that. Great. it's a great service. You're part of that. And of course, the Dignity program, though it was renamed last year as the Dignity program. Earlier, it was called PH12, Personal Hygiene 12, which was there for menstrual hygiene from 2014 onwards. But of course, we have taken, the launch pad was already set, the takeoff was done when Saumya came. So the number were, earlier we were doing in 10,000 girls, 20,000, 30,000 girls. So when we saw you, when we interacted, we thought our mission should be 1 million, our mission should be 10 million. So you ignite people, you ignite minds. So Saumya, you are a great inspiration. And I know education is very dear to your heart. According to you, I know education is also the foremost pillar in the United Nations, or the 4 pillars that calls for the development of any nation. According to you, how do you say about the education and importance of education in one's life?
So thank you for that question. Like you point out, I think out of all the sectors that IDF is involved in, I think education is, the most nearest and dearest to my heart. So I think that the future of our country and the future of the world at large is in the hands of our youth. And over the past decade, our population has been increasing at an exponential rate, which means that even the youth of the world, not just our country, but the world, is also increasing. But statistics say that the levels of education are only continuing to decline. Right before the seminar, in fact, I was just doing a little bit of research, and I saw that 258 million children are uneducated and don't have the means to get a proper education, which is something that is not very good, and something that we need to combat as we go forward. And so I would just like to take this time to just say that when we come together, we can do much more. And one misconception I think that people have, and why people are very wary to get into social services, because they think it's primarily, because we are fortunate to provide funding. But that is only one of the avenues to actually making a difference and helping out. I think that, I don't know, I request whoever is viewing this that post watching this, if you take some time to just think about it, I don't know, the watchman of your building, or probably someone who like works in your house and probably is not received the level of education that you have, and you take some time to just speak with them, and I don't know, teach them any subject of your choice, whatever you are good at, whatever you are most comfortable with, whether it's math, social studies, English, Hindi, anything. And I request you to take around 20 minutes of your day, or 20 minutes in once in 2 days, and sit down with them and actually teach them that, because you don't know that these 20 minutes might seem like nothing for you, but the amount of impact that you would have in their life is something that I don't think you can describe in words. And it all traces back to, when we look back at our life, we want to have, I hope that, like, and I kind of think that everyone wants to look back in life and think that they've had a fulfilled and happy life. And I think that this is one of the steps that, you can, firstly, you can make a difference in someone's life. And at the same time, you can be like I think even you told me so in our previous conversation that you got in a social service because every night you sleep a peaceful night, and it's because of the work that that you do and the amount of lives that you impact. And I think that by education and by providing education, I think that is the very first step into becoming the world that we want to become. And yes, I think that is my my take on education, and which is why education is so important to me.
Wonderful, wonderful message you have given. It's very important. In fact, the more you educate, the more you see that the people, the surroundings where they're all educated. It's very, very important. In fact, though literacy at one point, and then of course we also need to see that we also need to give them additional information and knowledge, and make them well aware of what is happening in the area, in the community, in the world, and also, which is very, very important. You are at the right path. In fact, you're connecting with people. In fact, what you have done as far as the project is concerned was you went ahead in supporting through the crowdfunding media. In fact, which is the where you, without meeting people, digital, as we are into the digital era, which is very, very important, and you help, and which has helped hundreds of girls in the Dignity Project. Thank you so much for that. So once you have helped the dignity of the girl, automatically the girl comes to the school and she gets education. So though you have help for the health, but the health has supported the education program also, which is very, very good. Thank you so much. You also invited us to your the new institute. I am Indore, and I was very happy to be part over there and go around and see things. For us, it's like a great exposure where our students or our ambassadors takes us to different universities, Ivy League colleges, and things like that. I'm sure you're going to be there. The upcoming business person. I'm sure the business at one point and social sector at one point. How do we connect, or how do we balance the business and social sector? Because you are being groomed into the business level, and of course, you're also having the social bent of mind. How are you going to balance both these things?
So I think that's a great question. So I think social service and community service has somehow integrated itself into different fields, which is something that I'm very happy to know that social service is so widespread now. And so I think one of the main points of intersection between social service and business is the fact that the government has a lot of companies now have this thing called corporate social responsibility, which is the CSR wings of companies. And companies that have, I'm not exactly sure about the statistics, but I think that companies that have an average of more than rupees 5 crore of profits average across the last 3 years are mandated to donate at least 2% of their profits to a social cause, and maybe any social cause, but the government mandates them to do that, which is, I think, a great initiative and a great step by the government to encourage philanthropic and I don't know, humanitarian needs into a very business focused companies. And I think that so when you came to Indore, we also visited. I was very fortunate enough to visit Yash Technologies, which is a company in Indore. It has many wings around India, but we visited the Indore wing, and we were pitching IDF to be involved in their CSR aspect. And so in the presentation, you took me along, and it was a great experience for me. And so I remember in front of the top management, you told me that, Saumya, because you are in Indore, you are going to be the point of contact for the whole Indore. And I was like, oh my God, there's so much responsibility. But at the same time, I think that I was very grateful that the amount of trust that you put into not just me, but the youth associated with IDF is something that's so admirable. And honestly, I'm saying this when I speak for all of the youth associated with IDF, that we are really, really thankful that you put so much trust and so much, I don't know, so much like love to us that, we kind of pursue these kind of endeavors. And along with social service, so we learned a lot of skills that are also associated to someone who needs to advance in this world, like people skills and how to deal with people and how to deal with different types of people, and even time management and to know how to allocate resources and time efficiently. I think that you and IDF have been very instrumental in our I don't know, reach to these kind of goals. And I think that that's very important. And I think that it's great that social service is getting integrated into various fields of various streams. And so that's all about
Thank you
that
so
part.
much. You vividly remember the discussions and our travel to the corporate sector, and you have well explained the business and social sector. How do you balance, and how do you see that the welfare of the people are taken care? In fact, both can be done together. Then only there is an inclusive growth that happens. For an
Yeah.
inclusive growth, this is very much important, and you said it. What is very very important. And as far IDF is concerned, the moment the social ambassador is with us, we have full respect, we have full faith, and we repose full trust on the person. And they walk the talk wherever they go. And we are very happy. We are proud to have you as part of our goodness journey. I'm sure you
I'm
have
really humbled.
you have made your short-term goals, you have made your long-term goals. Soumya, as an individual, where do you see you as an individual 10 years from now?
So that statement being said, I think that I strongly believe that there is some sort of beauty in uncertainty. I think that if everything is, we know what's going to happen, we know where, I don't know how our life is going to be, I don't think life will be worth living, which is why I kind of go with the flow. But also saying that, I definitely have some kind of goals in some places to reach. And I think that so I definitely know that 10 years down the line, I hopefully will become a more mature individual, a more wise individual. But one thing that I know for sure is this bedrock of doing something and giving back is something that I will always have with me, no matter what. And so, like I said before, that education is something that is very close to my heart. And I think that to promote education in some way later would definitely be very beneficial to me, and definitely something that I want to do. So hopefully later in life, I want to become a social entrepreneur. And also along with that, if at one point in time I'm fortunate enough to be able to stand on my feet, so I want to establish a charter school. And so this might not be 10 years down the line, but way down the line. But at one point, hopefully I want to establish a charter school which accepts students on the basis of a lottery system, so that the financial constraints or financial disadvantages of people will not get into the way of them securing admission. So that people that don't have the resources, say that a lot of other people do have, are able to obtain a quality education in an inspiring environment. Because like I said before, so I definitely believe that the youth is the future. And we really need to tap into the potential that our youth do possess. So so that is something that I hopefully want to see me later in life doing. And yes, I think that I'll just go with the way things go. But having faith and having hope is what keeps me going. And hopefully I'll be able to reach the places that I want to reach.
Who are your ideals, icons, whom you have, whom you adore, admire?
So I think that one of the primary icons that I do admire. So I'll talk about two aspects. So there's from my family, I really respect and look up to my Nanaji, and I'm not joking when I say this. He tries to spread exactly what ideas goes for spreading happiness at every single phase and every step of of his life. I think that he believes in giving back and not expecting anything in return whatsoever. And I think that there's some kind of unspoken, unparalleled beauty that comes with that. And I mean, because I'm his grandson, I've seen exactly what all he has done, and I don't think that how much ever I thank him or my family thanks him or anyone thanks him will be enough to actually I don't know, it'll ever be enough. I don't think any amount of thanks will be enough for him. And I really look up to him in when it comes to my family sector. But when it comes to the world at large and any icon, so I think that Dr. Pillai, who is the founder of IDF, is someone that I really look up to. So I think that the very first time I met you, sir, you handed me a book, which is Dr. Pillai's autobiography called Hope on the Horizon. And all of his teachings and everything that he's done in life has been so inspiring that I've in fact passed this book on even to my parents to have a read. And I don't know. So the journey that he has had in life, from leaving his house at the age of 14 and being considered at that time one of the untouchables, which very fortunately our society has abolished untouchability now. But at the age of 14, leaving your house to give back to this society is something that I don't know, is something that we need more of in this world. And I think that Dr. Pillai's whole journey and how Dr. Pillai is as a person is something that inspires me. And I think that both Dr. Pillai and my Nanaji are my icons. And yes, sir.
Great. You said it. In fact, Dr. Pillai is a great inspiration great inspiration for the whole world today. At 93, he is now sitting and painting. He entered into painting life at the age of 90, and he has been crusader of leprosy, networking with NGOs across the country and also the government agencies from 4 million to 100,000 cases. I think he has been an awesome and a phenomenal individual. And of course, our respects to Nanaji, who has been again, a great inspiration from the personal level, and of course, our pranams and respects to Nanaji. In fact, you in both the points which you spoke, the first point you talked about happiness, and the second point you talked about hope. So even for Dr. Pillai, we always there was a book, Hope on the Horizon, right?
Yes,
and beyond, horizon and beyond. I don't know where is horizon and beyond where it is. So how do you see hope and horizon? How do we blend it? In fact, if you have to have a coffee, you should have the perfect blending. The music has to be perfect synchronization. So how do you blend? How do you synchronize this both hope and happiness?
So I think that with at least I'm speaking from a very personal level, that when I get when something beats me down in life, or when I'm like at like a low point in my life, I think that having hope, I'm speaking from a very personal level, having hope is the only way that keeps me looking at the positive. And that's why by having hope gives me happiness, I guess. And so I think that coming back to the question of what you said previously, that where do I see myself in the future? So I think that the pinnacle of my happiness would be the day that I'm able to stand on my feet, and I call my parents and I tell them that, okay, today is the day that I'm requesting you to retire, because it's fine. I will be able to run the show, and that would be my, like, I don't know, my zenith of happiness, so to say. And so I think that hope has always been something that means a lot to me. And so if I can share this quote, it's from my favorite movie of all time called Shawshank Redemption. And the main character in the movie says this, and the quote goes like this: that hope is a good thing, maybe the best of things, and no good thing ever dies. And I think that I've tried my best to imbibe that quote with every fiber of my being. And in any situation, I think the way out, when things don't seem so bright, the only way to move on is to have hope. And I strongly believe that, sir.
I think we should all be hopeful, and we should all be hopeful looking into the pandemic around, looking into the national emergencies and the problems around. The hope is that yes, Naya Savera, a new dawn is going to come, and we are all going to see that we are again back in the same world where we were. In fact, the students who are first timers into getting into the school or into the virtual class, the people, the job who are getting a placement where they thought that they will go into an office and interact with people. They start their office. The first day of office life starts with a virtual class. So many such things, whether it is marriages or things like that. So it has become, but still people are hopeful that a bright day is going to come. We are not, so we are all part of this new, what is happening, a kind of a war, we should say. We are all fighting together to see that, yes, hopefully that day will again come back, though we had our own time, right? So it was indeed nice to understand your happiness quotient. When you talk about emotion quotient, we also need to know happiness quotient. So your happiness quotient is certainly very great, and we all need to be hopeful. We get inspired when we talk to Saumya. You are a wonderful human being,
No,
wonderful
no, no,
individual. Thank you so much for supporting social causes. Whenever there was a call, you were there in the forefront. You were there in the forefront to support social causes, and you are doing it silently. Maybe through this chat with Champ, people are going to be aware of what Soumya has done. But you are so silent, social reformer, social worker, and gratitude to you for being part of this chat with Champ.
thank you so much for everything that you have done. And so I definitely think I've had some sort of transformation when you entered my life. So really, really like a heartfelt thank you to you for that. So
Thank you so much. Thank you.
thank you, sir.
Viewers, you are watching this wonderful chat with Champ with our dear Saumya, and he spoke beautifully well. Passion is what is very important. So do whatever is in your life with passion. Junoon is very important, and it will take you to the destinations, and it will take you to the journey where you are leading to, and you are going to become one of the topmost person in the world. Keep watching Chat with Champ, and you'll see lot of champions coming and delivering their passionate topics. God bless you all.